Castellan CTM, as both me and you know, has dropped down to as low as 48 cents a share as recently as 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. However, if we look at the price action today, we do see here we breached the 70-cent level and has gone up all the way to 71 cents. The real question you got to ask is this the first higher low, meaning the downtrend could finally be slowing down and over? Because if that's true, that might be the early stages of a reversal. And it could mean we finally have seen the bottom of the stock. And finally, we can have bullish momentum all the way back to $1 per share and above. At the beginning of the video, I did ask you, is this the start of a reversal? I want to know exactly what it is that you think. And if you think that Castellan CTM is going to be holding 70 cents a share, and if it pushes higher, or we're going to be going lower again, drop in the comments below what it is you think is going to be happening with Castellan CTM, as I do check all the comments in the comment section, and I want to know your opinion on what it is you think on this stock. Now, what just happened is CTM has been absolutely crushed the past few weeks. As we do know, they were in the $1 per share, but then we crashed down, had a little bit of a look below and fail for a second. Then we went all the way back to 99 cents a share, and we've crashed more than 50%, as low as 48 cents a share. We've been seeing consistent, not even a downtrend. We have this downtrend right here, but we've just been having a straight falling knife type of price action going all the way down to these lows. And there's been lots of selling pressure that's been stacking up. And at one point, this thing dropped to 48 cents a share. Now, this is where most of the retail has been panicking, and where smart money, they start to watch closely to analyze the stock and see if it actually is a buying opportunity. Now, what's interesting is that on the daily time frame chart, we may have just formed a higher low. As you see here, we crash here at the lows, and then we have been making a little bit of a recovery, and we have a potential higher low confirmation chart. As we do see here, we have more of an inverted doji candle, but it's retracing and it's holding above the previous day's highs, showing that even though that the selling activity started to build up towards the end of the day, it wasn't strong enough to breach the previous day's buying activity that happened yesterday. So this could potentially be a level of support. Now, we went from lower lows to potential first higher low, and I want to point directly out the fact that the current support that we see right now is at the 70-cent range at this very moment from the short-term time frame. The major resistance that we got right now, we do have it currently at we have some daytime resistance at the 71 cents a share, but the next level of resistance will be at the 79 cents per share, because this is where the previous bottom was in the few weeks prior to, as you do see on the price action right here. So if CTM can hold 70 cents in this area and it can build and continue the momentum upwards, the next move likely would be to 79 cents a share. But if we do lose this level and we continue back to the downside anywhere below 63 cents a share, we could revisit the lows again, potentially all the way down to 48 cents a share. Now, what I also do want to bring up is that we also need to talk about the fundamentals of the stock, because I am talking a lot about the price action today, and usually on this channel I don't even talk about the price action that much, but we also do need to go over the fundamentals. Speaking of the fundamentals, if you do need help breaking down and getting good technical analysis and fundamental analysis, please feel free to check out the Prophecy AI app, as it does help you break down stocks in a way that is much more efficient and easier to do when compared to doing it in your own time. Now, just a little recap talking about the stock itself. As we do know, their revenue has increased 15% year over year, as they did have $52.9 million in revenue for the fiscal year of 2025. Their net loss drastically improved all the way from a net loss of $10 million to only a net loss of $2.5 million. Their debt has been completely eliminated, and their backlog is at $216 million, giving them a 4.5-year runway. That's if they don't acquire any more contracts anytime within the next 4.5 years. But that's probably not going to happen. They're probably going to get more contracts as time goes on. Now, while the price was falling, fundamentally speaking, there have been fundamental data points that have been building up as the price action has been falling. So it's been shaking out the weak-handed retail positions, the ones that don't have conviction in the stock, but the people that have a long-term thesis and have a thesis that has not been has not broken, they have been buying in at these lows because they do know financially this is a financially strong company, and they understand that quietly the company has been improving quarter over quarter and year over year. Now, why this matters is that the way that a reversal usually starts is not with hype, even though hype is something that is important in a way. News and PR is important, which, by the way, Glenn Ives in the Discord community, if you haven't seen the Discord community, please check out the link below, as I do put the Discord community in the link below, the first comment I have pinned. The biggest issue has been with PR. Glenn Ives and Castellum CTM have been addressing it, so I just want to make that clear. But nevertheless, when it comes to reversals, they don't just change with hype alone, but with selling exhaustion. The bears, they start to exhaust themselves, and as they keep going down and down, the stock starts to stabilize. Higher lows start to form, which we may have seen today and yesterday, and fundamentals keep improving in the background, as we do know that has been the case with the stock. But I do want to keep things, I want to give you guys a little bit of a reality check. I'm not saying CTM is going to explode tomorrow. That's not what I'm saying at all. It could, but it probably won't. This is still a very volatile microcap stock. It can be easily manipulated and can break support real quick. As we do see here, we just experienced some crazy falling knife bearish price action over the past 2 to 3 weeks. Now, I am trying to give you this reality check because even though I am optimistic for the stock and I do have long-term positions, I have over 10,000 shares currently at the company right now. I just want to let you know that you still do need to take risk into consideration. You need to minimize risk the best way that you can with the risk that you have on the table. And you need to always take into consideration the worst case scenarios as well. So don't just be blindly buying the stock and keep on buying at the lows of a company just because it's at a cheap price and you hear about it on social media. You want to have your own due diligence, and you want to have a valid reason as to why you hold this stock, whether if it's for a day trade, a swing trade, or a long-term investment. And if you guys do enjoy seeing videos like this where we talk about Castellum CTM and other microcap or small cap companies, please feel free to check out my other videos, and please comment below what it is you'd like to see in upcoming videos, and hit the like and subscribe button, as I do appreciate the support. And we have other like-minded investors in our InvestQ community, so please feel free to check that out if you are interested. We are growing, and we have been adding a lot more things to the software and to the community. So with that being said, guys, InvestQ out. Stay safe. Keep making good decisions with your long-term portfolios, and I'll see you all in the next video.